Yeah, welcome back, students, to this next lecture on laws of motion. So here, again, I'll be discussing this things like friction. Okay, what are the laws of this static friction, kinetic friction, and what do you call it as the rolling friction? So, if you remember in the last lecture, we had discussed that what were the laws of the static friction. As per these laws, the first thing was that it basically depends on the nature of surfaces. Okay, and if the surface is rough, then you have higher value of coefficient. If the surface is smooth, then you have lower value of coefficient of friction. Second important thing, as you can see, that this frictional force is independent of which one? Area of contact. Third important thing is that the frictional force are directly proportional to the normal reaction, and I'm talking about this coefficient of what is called as the static friction here, right? So if I just mention over here, the same rules apply for kinetic friction. Okay, that kinetic friction is directly proportional to normal reaction. It is independent of area of contact. The same rules will apply for rolling friction. Okay, so we have three different situations, and hence we have three different coefficients. Okay, so to just show you over here, first we have mu s, which indicates static friction. So mu s is called as the coefficient of static friction. Then you have mu k, which is called as the coefficient of kinetic friction. Okay, third you have mu r, which is called as the coefficient of rolling friction. Okay, so you have static friction, kinetic friction, and third one is which one? Rolling friction. So corresponding to them, we have now three equations. So Fs is equal to mu s into k, mu s into normal reaction, that is n. Okay, so you have Fs is mu s into n. For kinetic friction, I will be using Fs is equal to mu k into n, and for rolling friction, I will be using Fs is equal to mu r into n. From these three values, you will see that in all these three cases, the frictional force which we have, mu s, mu k, mu r, they are the coefficients, but all these three depend on this common reaction that is called as the normal reaction. Okay, so normal reaction has to be understood very, very clearly. Okay, in the last lecture, if you just go through the last lecture, I have shown you how we can calculate the normal reaction, right? So the three laws, as you can see, that coefficient of friction, it's a ratio of maximum static friction to the normal reaction. So how can we write it over here? Okay, so we know that this is the equation, that it's the ratio of maximum static friction to the normal reaction. So if I just write it over here in equation form, I'll get the equation mu is equal to F upon N. Okay, so the ratio of maximum value of static friction to the normal reaction is called as which one? Coefficient of friction. So if it is kinetic friction, then its value will be Fk divided by N. If it is rolling friction, its value will be Fr divided by N. Okay, so that is how you have kinetic friction, rolling friction, and which one? Normal reaction. Okay, now let us say, for example, we will take an example, take a problem over here, okay, and try to solve it. Okay, now in our problem, let us consider an object having a mass 40 kgs. Okay, so you have an object, say I have an object over here, and this object has a mass of 40 kgs. Okay, and it is kept on a surface. If I just show the surface over here, okay, it's kept on a surface, and this surface, if you see the problem over here, okay, this surface has a coefficient of friction 0.6. Okay, So as per my question, the coefficient of friction of this surface is 0.6. Okay. Now let us say I am applying a force of 500 Newton. I am applying how much force? I am applying a force of 500 Newton on this object. Okay. Now, because there is a friction, there will always be a reverse force, that is Fs. Okay. If I ask you the first part of the question, okay, if you see the question now, the first of the part of the question asked is calculate the acceleration. Okay. So you cannot calculate the acceleration. You cannot calculate the acceleration by just using the formula F equal to ma here. Like the answer will be wrong here, because say if I use the formula 500 equal to 40 into a, 40 is the mass of the object, the value of a which I'll get is 500 divided by 40, which may be something like 12.5, and this answer will be a wrong answer. The reason why this will be a wrong answer is because I have not taken into consideration the frictional force. There is a friction which will be acting. Okay, let us calculate what is the frictional force now. Okay, so if you see the frictional force here, the frictional force has to be calculated by the formula mu into n. Okay, so the coefficient of friction over here is 0.6, and the normal reaction is m into g. If you see the last lecture, we have seen how to calculate normal reaction. Okay, so 0.6, the mass is 40 into 9.8. Okay, so when you do this particular calculation, you will get a value that is 235.2 Newton. Okay, so this is the value of the frictional force which is acting, right? So now if you see the question and the diagram, you will see that there is a force of 500 Newton which is trying to pull the object, and a frictional force Fs which is there, 235 Newton, 235.2 to be exact here. Okay, so there is a frictional force. Okay, so there is a frictional force of 235.2 Newton acting in which direction? Reverse direction. So acceleration, when you calculate, you will have to find the resultant force. Okay, so the resultant force Fr will be applied force minus the frictional force, which is 500 minus 235.2. Okay, and when you do this particular calculation, which is 500 minus 235.2, you will get the answer 264. So when we are basically dealing with friction, okay, so when you are basically dealing with friction, you will have to take the resultant force into consideration. Okay, you cannot take the applied force directly, which I just showed you. The applied force 500, if you take, you are basically going to get an answer which will be basically a wrong answer over here. This is a wrong answer which you are going to get, because you have just taken the force, you would never consider the frictional force. Okay, but the moment you start considering this frictional force, so you are getting the answer that is 264.8 Newton. Now what we'll do is we'll apply the formula Fr is equal to m into a. Okay, so 264.8 is equal to 40 into a, and acceleration is 264.8 upon 40. Okay, so let us see what is the answer we'll get when you calculate this. Okay, so 264.8, when you divide it by 40, you get the answer that is 6.62. So the acceleration is 6.62 meters per second square. If you would have seen the earlier answer was 12.5, which was very large because we did not consider the friction. Okay. Now, when you consider the friction, now you are getting the acceleration as 6.62 meters per second square. Now, if I just go back to the question further, the question asked is calculate the displacement after 10 seconds. Okay. So here I will assume that the initially the object was at rest. So I'll be using this formula x equal to v naught t plus half at square. So time they have asked is 10 seconds. Initially the object is at rest, so 0. The acceleration is 6.62 meters per second square. Okay. So the formula if I apply, I'll get the x equal to 0 into 10 plus half acceleration is 6.62 into 10 square using the formula half at square. Okay. Now, since this value is 0, you will get plus half into 6.62 into 100. Okay. So my calculation should give me the answer. That is, if you just calculate the answer over here, you will get okay. So you are going to get the answer 33100. Okay. So that will be 331 meters. So the answer is 331 meters. Okay. So in this way, you can calculate the displacement after 10 seconds. So the displacement is how much? 331 meters. Okay. The next thing, as per the question which is asked. Okay. So if you can just like when you are seeing the video, you can just pause this particular clip over here and then try to solve. So the final velocity. Okay. If I have to calculate the final velocity after 10 seconds, so I will be using the formula. Which is the formula we can use? The formula for equations that is in a straight line, we can simply use the formula v equal to v naught plus at. Okay. So initial velocity is 0, acceleration is 6.62, time is 10 seconds. Okay. So 6.62 into 10 is 66.2 meters per second. Okay. So we got that the acceleration. So what are the things we got from this particular question? We got that the acceleration is 6.62 meters per second square. The displacement after 10 seconds. Okay. So the displacement after 10 seconds we got is 331 meters, and the final velocity we got is 66.2 meters per second. Okay. So in the assignments, I will be giving you 5 such questions with different values of mass and this. So please complete that assignment. Okay. So in today's lecture, I'll just finish the lecture over here. Please do the problems based on this type of question. Okay. So I'll be sending you 5 assignments on this. And in the next lecture, we'll go to the last part of there is the banking of roads. Okay. So thank you.